Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back here, and there was a phenomenal interview the other day with Neymar Jr. And obviously, if you follow world football, you will know very clearly that Neymar Jr. has just taken his game to another level this season. Earlier in the year, Lionel Messi going down with a significant injury that really kept him off the pitch for almost 7 weeks for FC Barcelona. And whenever the best player on the planet goes down with an injury and is out for that significant amount of time, you would normally be gravely concerned. But when you have Luis Suarez and when you have, more importantly, Neymar Jr., you are just fine, and that is exactly what Barcelona really never wavered, even when Messi was out with an injury. Neymar, I really think, look, with that injury for Messi, it clearly wasn't a good thing, but it helped Neymar grow tremendously. I mean, during the time Messi was out with the injury, Neymar led La Liga in goal scoring. I really feel like Messi being out sent a message to Neymar. I have to step up. I have to be the man without him being on the pitch for our club. And he most undoubtedly did. He took his game to another level, and I think it only helped grow him into an even better player. And we're seeing more and more. I mean, Neymar is 23 years old. He has the world at his feet. He was a Ballon d'Or finalist this year. This is a player who's going to own world football in a few years. Messi and Ronaldo are still at the top of the top. Messi, of course, being the king of it all. But still, Neymar is as good as it gets and as good as it ever might get. I mean, Neymar is a clone of Messi in almost every single way, from the way that they act to the way that they talk to the things that they say. They are clones of one another. But the interesting thing about the interview the other day with Neymar was he was kind of asked up front, I mean, is there ever a coach that you really wanted to play for? And he kind of said, yes, I've always been a a big fan of Pep Guardiola. I would like to play under. I've always wanted to play under him. And that kind of was a very interesting one, because based on the dynamic and all the news we're seeing right now, Pep Guardiola's name has been linked very, very closely to both the Manchester clubs. Manchester United, most likely, they've gone through a very difficult season with Louis van Gaal so far. They're most likely going to be making a change at manager, probably sooner than later. Manchester City, it seems like his name has been linked to them so heavily for so long now. Obviously, I think there are three coaches in the world who are just a cut above the rest. There's Pep Guardiola, there's Jose Mourinho, and there's Carlo Ancelotti. All three of them are different in their approach, different in their tactics, different in their philosophy, which you would expect. But Pep, just everything that he's done, I mean, what he did with his Barcelona sides, the dominance he's displayed in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. He has done everything you ever could imagine. He is an incredible coach. And for Neymar, who every twist and turn, it seems like the extension looms now. Obviously, it's very complicated. Brazilian football is very different from the rest of the world's football. The transfer, he was a Santos man, which is a club in Brazilian football. They made a kind of a deal, a transfer deal with him to go to Barcelona, and ever since that, the taxes and the money involved, there's been so many complications. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm just on here to talk about sports, so don't ask me the financial questions, but I'll just tell it to you like I see it. And I mean, it's very weird, very complicated. Every time it seems like this thing is coming down to a resolution, more things comes down to a pact. What is guaranteed, though, is Barcelona has him locked up for some more time, I believe until about 2018. So he is guaranteed to be there for a while more. But, he's such a young player. These other clubs are going to do whatever it takes to get him. If Pep Guardiola does go to a Manchester City or something else like that, will Neymar be tempted to go? That's the question that is constantly asked. Will Neymar be tempted to fall? And because I do think it's very telling, the fact that he was asked this, and Neymar just up front was very blunt and said, yes, Pep Guardiola. It's always been a guy I've admired. It's always a guy I've wanted to play for. No hiding anything. This is how he feels, and he's letting us know about that. And there is a little bit to admire about that, especially with so many politically correct answers, the conservative answer. Neymar was upfront and honest. I like Pep Guardiola. I would like to play for him one day. And if he wants to, he will have every opportunity to do so, because like I said before, There's Messi, who's at the king of all of world football. There's Ronaldo, and then right behind is Neymar. And Neymar is 23 and quickly ascending the ladder. Ronaldo's kind of coming down. The window is closing. It's not closed, of course. He's still around the age of 30, and his play. He still has many years of great football left in him. But Neymar is so young, and what he's done in his short time, I mean, winning everything there is to win last season, winning the Club World Cup with Barcelona, he has done an incredible amount of winning. His game has been expanded to new heights this season, and he's only going to get better from here because of the work ethic that he has. My philosophy has always been he's not going to move from Barcelona until it's all said and done for Messi, because I just think they have too good of a relationship. I mean, there's not a better relationship between players in world football than Lionel Messi, than Neymar Jr., and then Luis Suarez. The three of them are as close-knit a group as there is in the world. I mean, every single day you're seeing pictures on Instagram on one of their accounts of them all being together. They are a very close group, and I think that's why they're so unselfish with each other. It would be easy for there to be egos involved here. Controversy with guys wanting more shots, guys wanting to take more attempts on the net. But there isn't, and that's because they all get along. It is a good group who does what's best for their team, and that doesn't happen. I mean, if you compare them with their eternal rivals, Real Madrid, it is such a different dynamic. I mean, Gareth Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema, all these guys want shots, they want goals, they want glory. But it's shared at Barcelona. That doesn't get in the way. If Suarez has a chance at a goal, maybe it'll go in. But if he sees Neymar and Neymar's got a better angle, he's going to pass the ball to Neymar. Same thing with Messi. It all stems with the unselfishness Messi always displays, and it really, really rubs off perfectly on Neymar. And for a young player like that to get that in his head this early, again, you can't speak volumes. World football is a selfish sport. It just is. Egos are bigger in that sport than they are for almost anything else. We see great managers like Jose Mourinho lose a locker room because sometimes the egos are just too big. That's exactly what happened with Chelsea this season, and you're not going to get that with Neymar. Neymar has learned under Messi. Has Neymar had some controversial moments? Of course. Did Messi? Of course. Everybody grows up, everybody learns, everybody goes through the process. Neymar is going through that process, and he's learning it all so quickly. I mean, again, everything that he's learned from Lionel Messi, he carries himself like Messi does. Now, Messi is a rare of a kind with the way that he acts, but being around him so much, learning from probably the best player who have ever played this game. I mean, I think once he gets a World Cup win under his belt, we can finally end that argument that he's finally and all established that he's the greatest soccer player who ever lived. I already think you can say that about him. World Cups are extremely difficult to win, and you need some luck. You need some circumstances to go your way. I don't hold that against him one bit. But I still think Neymar has more room to grow. He'll only get better from here. Being around Messi, everything that he's learned, Neymar is a top class. They are lucky to have him at Barcelona, but more interesting stuff. And huge matchup this weekend, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Again, you always look for these gigantic matchups to see him take his game to another level. I mean, I was so impressed with Neymar. Barcelona loses the first El Clasico last season at the Bernabeu, and their season kind of was defined by uncertainty for the first half of that season. But my goodness, after New Year's, they were the best club in all of the world. They beat Barcelona, they beat Real Madrid at the Camp Nou the second time, and I really thought what Neymar did in that game kind of defined everything that he had been doing, everything that he learned. We saw it again this season with the 4-0 thrashing of Real Madrid, and now I think we're going to continue to see this in a display in the more big matches that matter. If you show up for the matches that matter, that shows who you really are. Messi always has, and Neymar is learning that and has done so as well. But that's enough on this one. We'll get into a couple more. Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll be back very soon.